I recently picked up the Metabones Canon EF Micro 4/3 Mount Speed Booster for the Panasonic GH4, and the reason why I chose this $600 item is because I already have a lot of money put into the Canon glass, so I really wanted to use the Canon lenses on the GH4 instead of just starting fresh with different lenses. When I got the speed booster in, obviously right away I went ahead and just took off the caps and then put the adapter onto the camera, which fits nice. Alright, after I got that on there, obviously the next thing I did was picked one of my lenses. So for example, the 50mm 1.4. Go ahead and put that on, and it's nice. It fits really nice. Not too loose, not too tight or anything. It just fits perfectly. When I go turn on the actual camera though, sometimes it comes on for a second, you can see it in the screen, but other times it gives me an error message. It says, lens attachment failed. Please make sure the lens is attached correctly. And obviously it is. So there's that. So it got me kind of upset when that first happened. A workaround that I found that I had to do for a shoot last weekend was if I were to unlock it just a little bit, then I could go ahead and shoot. The only thing that I couldn't do though was change my aperture. So I could change the shutter speed, but not the aperture because the electronic system doesn't work. If I were to take this 50 off and put on, let's say, the 100mm macro USM lens, turn it on, see it works just fine. We have the shutter, the aperture, and then also the shutter speed. So both electronic systems work perfectly fine with the speed booster adapter. Another lens that is pretty important to work on the GH4 of mine is the 70-200 L series. It's not the IS version, but obviously it's still a pretty important lens that I need to work with this camera, and it does, so that's awesome. I was kind of worried about what I was going to do in the situation, spending $600 for an adapter that doesn't even work, and well, it partly works. So what I did was I contacted B&H, which is where I bought it from, told them the situation. They sent me an RMA label so I could send this one back and get another one. In the meantime though, I actually know this guy that has the exact same setup. He has the adapter plus the GH4, which was awesome because it's like, I'll just try my lenses that don't work on his adapter. The funny thing is that when I went to go try my lenses on his GH4, my 15mm 2.8 worked just fine. The electronic system and everything. On mine, it doesn't work. The same thing, I get the same error message. It says, lens attachment failed. Please make sure the lens is attached correctly. So this 15mm worked on his. And as I was saying, the funny thing, well, not really funny, but the very interesting thing is that when we tried my 50mm f1.4 on his adapter, it didn't even fit. It wouldn't even go in like that. It just stayed on the outside. So we knew right away that, Metabones, even though it's a great product and everything for the Canon, it's just that it wasn't perfected for the mold because it just wouldn't fit on his adapter at all, and it was the same Micro 4/3 mount. So I knew right away that, yes, it is my adapter that could be faulty. So, and his too, I guess, because it didn't even fit. So what I did was I emailed Metabones, and we were kind of going back and forth about the whole situation, and they said that with my issue that the electronic system wouldn't work on two of my lenses, they said that the next firmware update is going to fix the issue, version 1.6. Currently it's 1.5. They just didn't know exactly when the next version was going to come out. In the meantime, B&H did send me a new Metabones, or a new Metabones adapter. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the new one that they sent me. Alright, so here's the adapter that B&H just sent me today. Just another replacement to see if this one would work. And so if you put it on the camera, it fits just a little bit more snug than my first adapter that I had. And then here's this 50mm 1.4 that we tried putting on earlier that it wasn't working. So this one fits more snug, so it fits, you know, fits nice when it goes in there like that, but then when you turn it, you just have to turn a little bit harder for it to actually lock in, which is fine. I mean, it's whatever. So the main thing that I was concerned about was whether or not the aperture was going to work, and I mean it does, so that's great. We have the aperture control here on top. It goes down to 1.4, and then we have the shutter speed right there. So good news is that this does work. I also tried all my other lenses, and they do also work with this adapter. So I am going to go ahead and keep this adapter, the one that B&H sent me today. Then I'm going to go ahead and return the original one, even though Metabones did say that the version 1.6 will update the electronic issues with the Canon 50mm 1.4 and possibly the Canon 15mm 2.8. They said that they didn't test that lens, but they said that it would work. So since they don't know exactly when the update's going to come out, I'm not going to hold off and wait for that, because we only have 30 days to return the original product to B&H, so I don't want to lose out on that $600. In closing, I just want to say that when I was looking for the information on the Metabones Speed Booster adapter for the Canon EF, you know, I didn't want to spend $600 and have it not work. So knowing that Metabones, it is a great product. It's just that they're not all the same. Like I said earlier, my friend has the same adapter, but the 50mm didn't fit on it. So if you get one of these adapters that doesn't work with your Canon EF lenses, and you know it should, I would definitely return it and get something that until you do get a mount that does work, because it is a fabulous product, and I am very happy with my decision of getting this speed booster adapter for the Canon lenses.